Grand Rising for those people who are in Pacific Standard Time. Grand Rising to you, those countries that are in the morning time, and also Grand Rising to you guys is or Grand Afternoon. I feel so bad. That last video, I have a headset, right? You're like, yeah, and I talk from my headset. And usually when I go away on break on my videos, I'll put my mic on the headset on mute, not on my computer, because it just makes it easier for me. Because there's a switch on and off for the mic, right? And I came back from downstairs and I saw the headset, so I just did what naturally I do. You're like, yeah, this time I didn't do it because we weren't supposed to go on break. It was like I was supposed to go downstairs. That's what was the problem. And so when it was a routine thing, when I came back downstairs, I just turned the mic thing the other way, like naturally, without even looking and shit. You're like, yeah, for real, it just was on mute, and I thought I was talking to you guys the whole time. You're like, no way, I swear. So it really took that long to talk, 7 hours, and I was mad. That's why I didn't come back on yesterday. I was like, after all them hours, nigga, I don't got the time for it today. You guys gotta catch me, nigga, in a couple of days. Cause for me, I wasn't here for it. I was so angry at myself for doing that. And I was just like, damn, they missed the message. Yes, they did. So I do apologize. I want you guys to know what happened. And I just couldn't get back on yesterday because my energy, I was angry. You're like, it was a mixture. I needed rest. I needed healing, peace, everything. So it that did happen. And so I was concerned when I went to rewatch it. I went back to rewatch it yesterday. And when I listened to it, it cut off. When I came back from the break, I heard my mic cut off. I said, oh, I cut the mic on the headset off. Duh. And I was like, they couldn't even hear me those last 3 hours. I'm so sorry. Like I felt so bad. And I got angry. And then I was just like, I was just like, I gotta give them the information tomorrow, the next day after yesterday, because I was just tired. I felt bad though. So you guys missed a lot. And like, yeah. Yeah, the last thing I talked about was artists in the industry who were connected to actors in the industry and comedians and things like that. When it comes down to like money flow businesses, who they work with, things like that. And so it was significant because they had been targeting those people as well as other people like me. And I was like, okay, so now I know that you can be an actor and work with an artist or be signed to something connected with an artist or under the same label or under the same company or under the same business or in the same brand dealers. I don't know. You're like, yeah, there's something that connects it. And that's what we were last talking about. And it was connected to past life situations as well. How these things we've already lived through. Like, we're not going to take it into heart, and we have to keep in mind in consideration that I'm having dreams and situations from my past lives. So just because it happened in a past life don't mean that it's happening right now, but it could be happening a year from now. So we just got to stay on our tens at all times. And it's like just understanding the gravity of the dream state. I don't take it to where it's like I take my dreams and I'm trying to relive them out. You're like, yeah, like it's not even like that for me. I just be trying to learn what's the message behind the lesson, because I want to learn. I love to learn, and as long as I can learn messages behind why I'm seeing what I'm seeing, get the understanding behind it, and somebody else can because they're part of the message or part of the past life experience, then that'll be a blessing within itself. So that's all it is for me. It's nothing where I take things personally and I'm over here trying to recreate these lives, because I'm really not. A lot of these dreams are shitty. All right, I just tell you, a lot of these memories, a lot of this information be shitty. It only be beautiful every once in a while. You get more negative things to come up than positive things, and it's only because it's a dream state of warning. It's messages to warn you, protect you, right? You're like, yeah. So it could be stressful when you're like, man, I'm not even trying to live in that shit no more. I'm not even trying to live in that shit in this lifetime. But unfortunately, if something's coming my way, or if something's coming your way, or if someone's coming my way, or someone's coming your way, you're like, yeah, we got to make way. Moana. And that's when you find out, how much there is for you to still learn and find out. And I'm here for it. That's what I'm saying, is like, so if you here to learn with me, I appreciate it. We're grateful for you always joining in, tapping in with us. And like I said again, I do apologize that you missed a lot of the messages. We're gonna get into it. It shouldn't take us long now that everything's kind of been orchestrated and organized from me reviewing things 2 days ago. So let's get into it. All right, so like I said, look at these as past life situations that already happened. They're not happening today, right now, but they could be. You may or may not be experiencing. If you're connected to my dreams and you watch me, or you're connected to somebody who is and they watch me, somebody may or may not be experiencing this in this moment, but it is a part of either experience in the future to come, or it's a part of a connection that somebody has right now with someone, or that they will have in the future to come. All right. So either the experience is important, like the location of what I'm seeing, or the experience, or the people. Okay. You're like, yeah. But somebody may or may not be going through this shit today. All right. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right. It should be good. So first thing I'm gonna say is I saw that there were people in, like I said, the music industry that was significant in the acting. So I know I saw a spirit give me information on this woman. Her name's Brandy. Okay, she an artist, but I don't know what's like tea for real, because how spirit showed to me is it's connected to children and their doctors' offices, or a doctor's office. Okay, with the Aries, Libra, Leo, Virgo. And some got to do with people who work with celebrities, their children, or celebrity families' children connected to doctors' offices, and you have to be referred to these offices for doctors to work with celebrity children. Okay, you're like, yes, okay. And some got to do with Brandy. She got a connection with a child. It could be her child or somebody else's, but whoever this child is, they go to this doctor's office. Okay, the doctor's office is connected though to a man. Like I say, I told you about him the other day. He's an Aries man though, and in a past life, he had been fucking with this woman, but the wife he had, you like, yeah, they never like had sex, and like they never lived together. He had his own place, she had her own little shit, whatever, at the time in the past life. And like, but they were married, but he wasn't having sex with, he never had sex um before anything I knew. Like, he never had sex when I was reading the energy of the past lives with this woman, but that was his wife, you know what I'm saying? It felt like he had to marry her, like it was like forced upon this man in the past life. You're like, yeah, oh my gosh. And so it was like they were married, but the woman he was married to, she had a father named James. He was like a Leo or something. He was crazy. And they were mad at me. I realized why they were mad at me. Those people were mad at me was because shit. Because the connection I shared with Queen Jaja. Remember we talking about the celebrity names? We're gonna change it to make it sound alike names. You're like, yeah, okay. Or we're doing initials. Queen Jaja. So Queen Jaja, a celebrity singer slash YouTube personality, online personality. Okay. Her son in a past life. I connected with him, and he was watching me. It was her older son, and he was watching me in a past life through his phone and shit. You're like, yeah. And how Spirit showed it to me was like he saw what I was doing, and he resonated with it. Like the shit I'm doing right now, he watched it, he resonated in a past life. It was crazy. And he went and watched me at a doctor's appointment he went to, and his mom wasn't inside at the time with him. She could have been like on the phone or something, but she wasn't inside with him. But he was watching me. She didn't know, but she was the one who took him to the doctor, and the doctor had saw him watching me in the appointment and asked, "What are you watching?" It was a conversation, about what you listening to. This bitch is on here cursing. This bitch, like, how I talk. You like, yeah. So doctor here, doctor gonna be concerned. You like, yeah. This mom, and no, okay. And so we find out the little boy was watching me, and because he really was spirit showing me he was really resonating, but not just that, like learning. He was getting better as a little boy, as a child. He was being more disciplined when he watched me, more respectful when he watched me. He was more happy. He was more at peace. He was entertained. And I was just like, what? Spirit said, yeah, he laughed when he would watch you. That little nigga would laugh at you. And like I'm telling you, he look at you as like peace of mind, like therapy. You know what I'm saying? I said for a kid to look at me as therapy is like relieving. But an adult could look at it like, dang, nah, that's this, that's that. That's the devil. So I feel like that was significant. Her son didn't see it as the devil. He saw it as therapy. Like he could just lay down and just listen to me. I'm at the doctor's office and I could just lay down and freaking listen to you. Good Aquarius. I said, I love the children. Bless their heart, bless their soul. And so the doctor asked him questions. He told the doctor everything. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And his doctor, he had like, I saw he had like red, like ginger hair. It was ginger, like natural red, ginger hair. And he got these freckles. He's a white man. He got these freckles on his face and these dimples, like a really big dimple on the right side of his cheek or something. And um he worked with another man, and it's another white man, but this white man got black hair. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that guy's married though. His other doctor, one of his other doctors, I don't think they're married, or I don't think he has kids. But yeah, so these men work with each other. And so it was just significant because he found out about me through her son. You're like, yes, that doctor's office did at that time. And he started watching me. You're like, yeah. But he told on the little boy for, like, he didn't say it like that, but he was just like, interested in if she knew about it. He gave it attention. He told Queen Jaja. And Queen Jaja was mad in the past life. And she said, you can't watch her no more. And he didn't like that. And so she caught his dad because he was staying at his dad's at the time. She would just come see him every once in a while to either watch, take care of him, spend time with him, or take him to appointments and shit because they were connected to like her, and she would pay for it. So like it was just to take care of him. Like she was just doing it as a mom, just being a mom. And so she called the dad. You're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And when she caught the daddy, Spirit has shown me it was like an energy of like, he can't watch that. Why is he watching that? Is this you putting this in his head? The little boy Spirit showed me found me on his own. That's what scared me too in the past life. You're like, yeah, by himself, my nigga. He found me. I was like, what the fuck? He ain't need nobody to tell. Like he ain't need nobody to tell him about me. No, he found me on his own. And that was what was significant, was like he would watch me on his own, but his parents told him he got to stop watching me in the past life. So he did. He did, but he wasn't happy. All of a sudden, he didn't like, he didn't like talking to them no more. He was possessive of his energy. He got mad and angry. His energy changed, and he didn't feel like he was that powerful dude he was, like that Goku energy in the past. Like it felt like when I was reading and he was watching, he felt like he was powerful. I could see the future too now, or I could see shit too now. Or like yeah, like he was learning like an adult, getting smart as fuck. And I was just like, Spirit, that's so amazing. So that's the one thing I'm gonna say. There be children who watch me that get in trouble in the past, like how Spirit showed it. They in trouble because it's like this woman out here cursing and stuff. What are you watching her for? I'm not hearing none of that. Nope. All they take is the message. And the jokes, you're like, yeah, I definitely take the jokes. Ha, you stupid little kids. They funny as hell. So they take the joke, but like they really do listen to the message, like therapy. And I just thought that was amazing. You're like, yeah, giving peace of mind. So that's how they connected. That's how we all connected. Now, I don't know. I think like I said, the nigga James and all those other people, they're connected through, they're trying to abuse me through Shiest and like other people who say they loved me in the past lives, hitman and shit like that. They trying to abuse me through other people, but like, nah, I know like it's something came from this little boy, and that was significant, and he had been watching me. Anyway, let's keep going. So Spirit needed me to know that, like, yeah, Brandy, same difference. Her children go to this, or her family or something. These kids, they go to the same doctor's office that other little boy go to who watches me. You're like, yes. Now the doctor's office know about me, and the doctor's office hating on me, and I'm like, why? What did I do, doctor's office? What's the right Spirit? Like, that's what we need to figure out. Is the community. What's wrong with that community? Who lives there? So we find out Brandy lives in that community. No, yes, she do. She don't like me either. She competing. All of them are. They're weird as fuck. What's the prize? Because with Aries, Leo. Don't ask that. Aquarius. What is the prize? What is all the problem for? You need to tell me the price so I can know if it's worth it. No. All right. You gotta be worth it. You gotta be worth it. You gotta be worth it. All right, that bitch better be worth it. All right, whatever the prize, it better be worth it. I don't like you guys doing that. They'll put me in competitions, and it's like I don't want that prize. I never would have competed for that. That's something you wanted and desired. They're like, I thought we were competing for the same thing. No, you just had to fuck up my life because you thought I wanted what you wanted. Like, it's like a bitch thinking you want her man. Bitch, I wasn't even looking at your man. I didn't know your man. No, you know my man. You know my man. You are my man. You see my man. Is it my man? And I'm like, bitch, I don't know your man. I don't see your man. I don't want your man. Because with the Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, Leo, Sag. Is somebody like, no, you know my man. You know my man. Because the Capricorn, you see my man. And you see my man. And so the bitch all of a sudden want to start doing shit under the scene behind the radar to fuck up a bitch or nigga's life. Now you over here going through situations where you're being stalked, hacked, bullied, blocked, profiled, nigga, all type of shit. Every day of your life is a fucking setup. You don't understand it. It's a trap. What did I do to deserve this? What did I do? What am I doing? You start going back to church, feeling like it's you. You're the problem. You're doing something wrong. Now you need somebody to tell you who to be, how to be, where to go again, how to get there again, who you are, where you are, what you are. All right. They fuck you up. And so that's what ended up happening. You're like, yeah, somebody here. They got mad because they thought we wanted the same thing. Bitch, I didn't even see that. And then also, I didn't want that prize. That's another thing. Like, not everybody gonna just compete for any old prize. You like, right? Somebody here will definitely wait longer to go for something with more of a bigger prize. Like, I'd rather compete for something in 2 years that has a prize of, say, shit, $1 million than competing for something every fucking week that only has a prize of $2,000, right? Like, it's not worth it. You like, it's not worth it. It's a waste of my energy. It's a waste of my time. At the end of the day, I know, with the Capricorn, Aquarian. So what was the prize? That's what I want to know. Because I didn't ask for this. Really fast. Connected to this community, these housing communities with these celebrities. What's the prize? The prize. Yeah. What would I have got if I win? If I won? If I gave a fuck? Okay. What do you get? Yeah. You just get closure. What the fuck is that? So that's a dumb prize. I don't want that. I don't give a fuck. I already close shit out myself. So here is like, I have closure. I get closure. Oh my gosh. So that they're stupid, right? You're like, for what? What I get closure for what? You learn a lesson in your own life. You realize we're not to be ever trusted, ever fucked with. Like, you just learn lessons. All you do is win lessons learned. So the Gemini, somebody's embarrassed. Virgo. That is a dumb prize. Cancer. Libra. So they don't give you shit. You an Aquarius? Oh my gosh, put you inside of a competition, don't got no prize. Like, nigga, I didn't win the nigga. Nigga, I didn't win the money. Nigga, I didn't win the cars. Nigga, I didn't win the clothes. Nigga, I didn't win the hoes. Nigga, no, 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 no. So the bitch didn't win shit. But a lesson learned to never do this again. Never do this again. Right? That's all you learn is lessons. Because the Aries, Pisces. Somebody laughing. He's stupid. You stupid. Okay, so that's the truth. That's the secret. Now we keep going. Moving on. Some had to do with an Aquarius man of color. He's chocolate. He kind of looked like Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy be on those movies where Eddie Murphy plays the role of like the nerd, or like you're like, yeah, the professional man, Nutty Professors, things like that. Um Rasputia, Norbit. You're like, okay, yeah, we're okay. And he looks like that. That's the best way I could describe him. He looks like Nutty Professor on those movies. Every time Nutty Professor played those roles where you know they give him the nerd or the professional guy, or like he always got that same fucked up afro. You like they always give him that fucked up afro. This nigga got that same fucked up afro too. He an Aquarius man. He look just like him, just like him. And I said, "Oh my gosh, this guy, he's abusive, spirit." Because in the dream, or like whatever I was seeing, the vision, the meditation, I don't give a fuck. This nigga was acting like he fucked with me, but he didn't. He was acting like he was cool, like he was at my family's house. Somebody who I know raised me today. He was at one of the elders' house, and he was on my family. So, you know, it was like he was acting cool. But nah, I could feel his energy was up. I could feel like he had a dark spirit in him. And spirit showed me that today, like, okay, in a past life, let's stick with that. In a past life, he worked for a wheel company. The wheels, you know, like where people pass away and they have to hold on to these people's wills for like who they're gonna give this to now that the person's deceased. You're like, yeah. So he worked for the company of the people, whoever does that. Like, I don't know if it's a mortician or whoever does that though, like coroner, I don't know. But it's the people who hold on to your will, government, I don't know. And it's like they 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 have the paperwork. They know like who's on wills when it comes down to when somebody dies. It's not before they die. The person would already have to have been dead. So when somebody dies, you know, your name's on the will. This nigga was meant to stop me from getting something that was on a will. He knew somebody died and he didn't tell me. That was significant. You're like, yes. That's why I said he being fake around the family, because he knew somebody died around. He knew somebody died. And he was around my family about talking about some other shit. But spirit showed me, nah, he was being sneaky. The nigga was really there to do work on you in the past life, fuck up your life, nigga, playing you and your family's face because you had somebody that put you on a wheel in another state who passed away recently. Coming with the Aries, Leo, Sag. It was a man. You're like, yeah. So I didn't know if the man was in my family or if the man was just like, because this nigga was around my family. This dude who like the Nutty Professor and shit, who like Eddie Murphy. You're like, yeah, he's nobody though. Whoever he is, I never seen him in real life or real time. But Spirit said, yeah, he was doing work on me again in this life, you know, and it sucks because it's connected to a will. I'm like, well, if there's people in the will company doing work on me in this life today, who the fuck died and put me on a wheel, bitch? Who, like, every time it's like I can't take those type of dreams. You're like, yeah, the money dreams that you're gonna make it, you know, like when spirit tries to reveal like something's coming in, a bitch nigga always tries to fuck it up. You're like, yeah. But it was connected to a will. It was, and he didn't want me to get something on the will. So I was like, I wonder who died. But it was a man that died. And like an emperor. Oh, somebody who was paid. This nigga he gave me everything. You're like, yeah. Yeah, they didn't want to give it to me. So it was like that was illegal. You know, that's illegal as fuck. You can't hold back a will from a bitch or a nigga all because you're mad that their name is on it, or somebody done paid you to keep something away from a bitch or a nigga. You're like, yes, that's wrong. All right. After that, yeah, so he started doing work on me, sending me dreams of dogs biting on me and shit. He came out in town. He came out in town. He worked for them, the will people, the government. After that, my homeboy who passed away when I was in like high school, he really used to have a little crush on me. And because I remember him and my baby daddy were going at it before my baby daddy became my baby daddy. Before my baby daddy became my boyfriend, him and my baby daddy were going at it in my pictures, in my comments, nigga, on my show, nigga. In high school, you like, y'all was popping my shit. They arguing this shit over me. I'm like, okay, no, you don't gotta fight over me. Like, don't do that. Yeah, right. You like, yeah, don't gotta fight over me. It's okay. There's enough me to go around. So we found out that he had passed away. He couldn't get none of me, right? He passed away in high school. We were in high school, and I never knew like what really happened. I never really tapped into it, but he came and saw me. His energy came and saw me, and he revealed his face to me. And I was like, "Nigga, what you doing? I ain't talked to you in a minute." But me and him was cool. You like, yeah, we was cool. I didn't pick sides, and so we was cool. And I said, what you want? Like, why are you coming and seeing me? And he told me that he wanted to tell me some shit about his death. And like the fact that he felt like he never really learned the reasons as to why he had to die. Like, why did she have to kill me, or he have to kill me, or why did I have to go out like that, or why did it have to happen? He just didn't have answers to his questions. And so I said, okay, well, let's start with the first question. Was like, who killed you? And when he told me who killed him, he just showed me it was a woman he invited over that he was fucking at the time and like dating or something. He was like fucking with her and dating her, and he invited her over to kick it, and she killed him in his sleep. And so he blames her. And then I said, why would she do that? And he just was like, because she was fucking with somebody else, and she didn't know how to break up with that she didn't know how to break up with me. And she didn't want to break up with that nigga. That's what we found out, was like she didn't want to break up with the new nigga, but she also didn't know how to break up with this nigga because there was no problems. You're like, yeah. And he showed me it was just like out of fear of letting go. The only way she was able to let go was through killing someone. But from what I know, how he showed it to me was like, this woman's only been in like maybe a couple relationships. Like, this woman don't leave people, or like don't just let people go unless she kills them. So I feel like how he showed it to me was she's still with that same nigga today that she was fucking with when this nigga died. You're like, yes, when I was in high school, yeah, whoever this woman was that he invited over to kick it because he was fucking on her. But she's still dating the same person she was dating at the time of his death, or like secretively dating, that she was scared to tell him about. But I'm like, so that means that, because it showed it to me like how if I was still a kid, it's that same nigga. And I was like, wow, spirit. So that means that if she want to ever leave that nigga, she find a new nigga. If she want to leave that nigga, she probably gonna kill this nigga. You like, yeah, she would have to. She don't know how to let niggas go without killing them. It's like a black widow. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the energy of like, I love you to death. Like, no, that's really what it is, spirit. It's like, yeah, I love you to death. Like, when somebody says that, be careful. You're like, no, that's what that shit means. That was what that shit meant. I said, nigga, that's I love you to death, nigga, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. I love you to death. She can't see nobody else with that man. When none of her, they were hers. But I can't let you go and see you with someone else. So I have to. It's part of jealousy too. So I have to kill you. I don't ever want to see you walking these streets without me. And that's what's scary. I'm like, All right, next up. Um mm, mm, I'm gonna hear like this one. All right, so yeah, this nigga Shice, this Asian nigga, yeah, he got a family member, a brother or something, and I don't know, nigga, a cousin something. It's a family member though, who's Asian too, and he like Capricorn, and I was dreaming of him, and his brother in the dream was like doing some. I told you guys he worked with CB, the artist CB, the artist. You got it bad, all right. Ooh, you got it bad when you that nigga, right? He worked with like people like that, like CB. The people who work with CB, you got it bad. If he was in a past life, and he was working with who? What's the other artist name? JB, the I get my peaches out in Florida. I buy my weed from California. I take a trip up to the north. Yeah, that's my shit. All right, so they work together. That is significant. Like, connect. They work with the same people or something. Because when I got the dream, they Spirit showed it to me like that Capricorn man, the in Shice's family. He's in the music industry. That's why you saw him doing business shit in that dream. He was writing shit down for like an event we were having for live performances. He was writing down like the names, getting everything situated, like the business side of it. You could see him doing paperwork. He always had a pen in his hand. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, this nigga was always doing something like that. And so I was like, okay, so he's like running this shit pretty much. And he was telling me what to say in the dream. It was like he was telling me what to say because we had just got done setting up the second bar. We had two bars going on downstairs. We had just got done setting up the second bar at the event. And so he wanted me to announce it. Like he was telling me to say everything. Like, even though he was the one throwing it, the Asian nigga wanted me to speak. You feel me? You're like, yeah, maybe he liked my voice. Maybe he liked my presence, my energy, right? So I didn't take offense to it. I was grateful. I took the opportunity. I'll shine. And so I did. It was my time, and I got nothing but good attention until his family, another Asian, a girl, she started getting mad because I was getting attention by, Shice's brother, the Capricorn. All of a sudden, she come around repeating what the fuck I'm saying to the crowd. Can I get everybody's attention? Excuse me, can I get everybody's attention? Here she go, coming around nosy and shit. You know that Asian shit. Y'all know Asians, y'all know how y'all get nosy, squinting your eyes hella low, like they're not already. Bitch, your nigga looking too deep in the conversation, walking closely towards me with your back kneeled forward. No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What are we talking about? What's going on? And I said, so because this is what he told me to say at first. He's right next to me though. He's talking, whispering, but he's like there, I'm like, so we finally got the second bar running downstairs. If you guys would like to, you are more than welcome to go downstairs and get more drinks. I said, we got a sale going on some of the drinks with the dude, right? So everything he told me to say. And then she's like, after I was done, she said, excuse me, the Asian bitch, right? Can I get my attention? Yes, we just opened the second bar. Everybody looking at this bitch. Now I'm mad. I'm looking like, bitch, what the fuck? And we just opened second bar. And you can get your drink now. It's a special. Okay. And you can go. I said, okay, Spirit. So she want to play with me, right? Like, okay, I'm trying to play with this bitch, right? So I knew, like, okay, she want to play with me, shy. She want to play with me, Cappy. They like, yeah, she played too much. The bitch is wicked. And so after she was done, the whole time she talking, I'm looking at her with this evil face, like, bitch, you got me fucked up, bitch. Oh my gosh, bitch, you're done. You like, that, like, you're done. You're like, there's nothing to talk about. I was so angry, and I wait till she was done, and I said, I followed her. I didn't even speak to nobody else about it. Nigga, I'm checking this bitch, and I said, excuse me. I said, why were you just like talking? Right? Like, why are you talking? It's not right. You're like, right. So I'm like, why were you just talking? I'm running my issue. I feel some type of way. I didn't want to fight. She wanted to fight. And I was like, yeah, so why are you talking? And she was like, she said, she said, she said, what's your problem? What you trying to do? And she grabs a fucking rack off this table next to us. We were because I followed her out that bitch, right? There's a rack on the table, like a little racket, like if you play racquetball or something. I don't know. It's a little racket. It was a wooden racket. And she grabbed out the table and she tried to hit me with that bitch, and I grabbed her arm, like, you feel me, in midair, my nigga. And I took that shit out her hand, like, what are you doing? And I put that shit back. I said, I was really fucking with you at first. I thought you was cool as hell. I was like, but now, man, you show me who you really are. I was like, you can't let me get my shine. I was like, nah, I don't fuck with that. That's what pissed me off. Like, you should have let me keep my attention. That was my time to shine. Somebody here watching me. Cause the Gemini. Sad shit. All right. And so this bitch didn't want to see me get seen. I was mad. And so she just walked up. She stormed off when I said that, like, I actually fucked with you, bro. Now you over here trying to take my shine, and you over here getting mad because I'm checking you about it, but like, you wrong. And she like, oh, and she walked outside. But yeah, then I went back and I told the Capricorn, I told the Asian nigga, like, I said, hey, bro, I said, get your family. I said, she just pissed me off. And he looked at me for a second, like, to see what she do, what happened. He's looking at me, and then there was other people around us too, and I'm telling them the story about what just happened outside, right out there, before she just stormed out. And so I was like, man, I said, hey, I said, yo, she over here really trying to stop me from being seen. I said, like, why she have to say anything? And they were like, well, as long one of these white girls that was next to me was like, well, as long as she didn't grab a weapon or nothing. I said, yeah. I said, I just tried to check her. I said, but she did grab a weapon though. She grabbed that little wooden racket right there. And they was like, what? And the Capricorn looked at me like, no, she didn't. I said, yeah, she tried to hit me with it. I said, I had to grab her hand. I said, what really pissed me off is when that bitch said, so what you trying to do, my nigga? Like, so what you trying to do? You feel me? When she started saying, no, she's trying to get mad with me or something, I got mad, bro. It's disrespectful because I really respected you, bro. Like, we don't even got to go this far. You feel me? Like, you trying to embarrass me at this shit. I'm trying to keep everything under wraps. But nah, like, it was crazy. So yeah, these niggas was laughing. They was like, wow. I'm like, no, I'm angry, bro. But that was significant because that's the music industry. And I was just like, yo, who is that man? And the Capricorn, because he was the one running it. And they were like, nah, that's the one that works with CB. And then, like, they work behind the scenes. They do like the paperwork shit. You're like, yeah, the business work. Business work. These niggas always gotta have a pin on them. You know what I'm saying? They're those guys. Okay, the guys with the pins, they need a pin every day. I need a pin. Not everybody need a pin every day. Think about it. You gotta think about it. Like, when you really live in the world and you see how many people really have a pen. I bet you got in the world. I used to work this job. Nigga, the boss was always asking people, one of the managers always asking all the employees, do you got a pen? I'm like, you're asking the little guys if they got a pen? Nigga, we're not writing. Do you got a pen? Do you got a pen? I had to think about it. I was like, I never have a pen for this nigga though, because nigga, that's not my job, right? Like, my job isn't management, writing and shit. You like, yeah, so I gotta have a pen, nigga. My job security, nigga. I just gotta make sure I come with my weed, right? You gotta have your blunt, that's right, your light, that right, my vape, that right. You like, yeah, like, stuff for me be like that spirit. So yeah, I noticed that niggas never got pinned. You like, nah, for real. Not unless you doing a pin job, nigga. You gotta be qualified on that type of time. You feel me? You're like, right. So he do a pin job. Them niggas. All right, let's keep going. Okay. Let's get out the way. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry. Yeah. All right, so I told you guys about this a few days ago, not maybe not a few days ago. It's like almost a week ago. And it was about a dream I had about this chocolate man who came to a home I was living at when I was trying to kick these people out. He invited people to my home, but I wasn't living alone. I was living with my family, and he invited these people over to our home to pay them. He wanted to pay all of us for being missing people. And it was crazy for being abducted or something or being trafficked. But what was crazy was he only was connected and knew about who we were. He had our names, he had our age, he had a lot of information on our identities. Nigga, this could even been original birth certificates, but it was like he knew who we were. And he found us because he would either own the houses or he had some sort of ties to these houses that people in a past life like me and my family and other people were being trafficked at and like sold out of, you know what I'm saying? He was connected to the homes that were selling the children, the mothers, the fathers, the friend. Yeah. And so he wasn't a part of it, but he had been either renting out these homes or leasing out these homes, you know, like he was definitely doing something like that. You're like, yeah. And the people he was either renting them out to, leasing them out to, could be Jamal, Gene. No, I ain't. Those guys were doing trafficking. That's what we found out. And there's more. And so he was significant when I dreamed of him because he invited all these people, and I knew a lot of these people, and he invited them to my house, but I was mad that they were there without my family or me inviting them. So I tried to kick them out. I fought him to get them out of my house. It was good. It was good until he came, and he came with a paper and it had all these names and shit. And he told me that he was here. That's why he was here, because he was like, the reason why this was happening was because I pretty much allowed somebody to rent out or lease out my houses, and they were doing this work. And so yeah, he's a cancer man or something. He's chocolate. He got like this voice that sounds like he from the South. He's tall, he's buff, he got a fade. You're like, yeah. And so then after that, I saw that we were in a hospital, and he was at this hospital as well, or a doctor's office or something. He was at this location where there's doctors, or doctors dressed in white coats. And there was a doctor that came. I remember in this dream, it was me, Astro Queen. It was the cancer man, like I said, that chocolate man who owned those houses, and as well as the doctor and other people that I didn't know. And what was significant was I was talking to Shantae about how I just had met that man, about that dream I just told you guys about, how I was kicking people out the house. You like, yeah, because he invited them to pay them off for being abused and trafficked and give them the retribution. You're like, yeah, okay. So I was literally telling her at the hospital, I was talking to Astro Queen about that situation, what I just experienced, right? It was crazy. It was canning. And I was talking about that situation, like how I just met that man, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, now I gotta get checked and shit like that, right? We got to get checked and shit, make sure we're okay, nigga, because they're doing sex changes and all type of shit. Like, you like, yeah, it's bad. And so what happened was we were waiting at the hospital for them to, check people, make sure everybody was okay. But there was doctors who were still a part of this shit. And one of them was this chocolate African looking man. There's another one. He looked like the cancer. I feel like these people know each other. And he was chocolate. And he came up to you older, like 40s, 50s, 60s. You like, yeah, it could range, okay? He could be like 50s, 60s, but he was older. And he came up to me and said that he said that he interrupted me and Astro Queen when I was trying to tell her about that experience where I just met that man. And he tried to say, do you have Tourette's? Or Tourette's? He called it Tourette's, but I know it's Tourette's. You like, yeah, but he African or something. So he said, do you have Tourette's? And I said, nigga, I know he's not talking to me. Like, I'm over here looking at Astro Queen like, is this nigga talking to me? And I ignore it. And I'm still talking to Astro. Astro's, she's looking back and forth awkward because she could see from where we're sitting. She could see this man. He's behind me. She could see him talking to me. He's looking dead at me, though. And I'm not looking at this man. I just hear his voice. Do you have Tourette's? And I like, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, whoop, whoop, whoop. And he said, excuse me, do you have Tourette's? And I was like, is he fucking, I'm like, who the fuck are you? So I look back and I see this man in a white coat and he's chocolate as fuck, tall, and he's talking to me. It's not the same man as the cancer. It's like, no, it's two different men because the cancer came out after that man had asked me all this and tried to talk to me about this shit. And I said, nah, I ain't. I said, he said, I said Tourette's. I was like, Tourette's. And I was like, you mean Tourette's? And he said, yeah, Tourette's. You have Tourette's? And I said, nah, I ain't got Tourette's. I was like, I ain't got no Tourette's. And he was like, you don't think so? I take you to New York and we could check. That's what he told me. I take you to New York and we could check. With the Virgo? And no, Aries. It's, it's a hospital. And I said, no, I don't have Tourette's. I said, no, I don't have Tourette's. No, no tango. I don't want to go. Oh, and Spirit showed me that man is guilty. In the past life, he went to jail for being a part of the trafficking, the connected to the hospitals, the human trafficking, working with these people, working with Jamal. Like, yeah, he know. It's a lot more. You're like, these people know this shit. And so I feel like the hospital's still running though. That's why it's Spirit me knows, because like these people are still doing this shit today. These niggas are scared to go to jail. They scared. They getting paid and they're part of this shit today. All right. After that, I saw me and Chris, CB. You're like, yeah, the celebrity. Me and CB, the singer. Yeah, I was in high school, and this nigga, he was older than me. He wasn't in high school. He had already graduated. It was like you could tell my senior year type shit. I was older. I had my car and shit, but he wasn't in school. And he came to the school to meet me there after school was getting out. That's how I know it's all connected. He came to the school though to like meet up with me, but he didn't drive there, so he got a ride or something. He wasn't just driving around. If he need a ride, he hop in a car with somebody else. And so that's how he was getting around. And I was just like coming out of school. I remember I was coming out of the classroom at first, and school was over. People are leaving. You could tell getting their shit out the locker. Like niggas getting active. School's out. And CB, he's hiding his face. Like I seen him walking towards the office, my school's office, like the principal's office. You're like, yeah, walking towards the office, but he was covering his face so nobody could tell that it was him. That was my confirmation. He was famous, You're like, yeah, because he was covering his face up while he was walking to the office, like, and I just saw somebody covering their face but walking. This nigga was dripping too. He on a cute ass little outfit. You like, yeah, looking like a dancer. He was dripping. But yeah, he wasn't going to the school because he had came in after we were already getting out. He was coming in the school. Like he was picking me up, and he went to the office. And then I was like, what the fuck? That looked like, I knew who it was. So I turned around and went to go check the office, and I saw them coming back out, and he was coming out with my principal. She was a woman of color, and he was coming out with her. He was like, oh, there she go right there. And then she was like, okay, have a great day, you guys. Go out through that door. And she showed us like a door to get out of so that, so I can go to the parking lot to go to my car so that he wouldn't cause too much attention. And that's what we did. And so I remember then we went to like one of my family members' house out here in Washington. We went to one of my family members' house and we was just smoking and shit. We was kicking it. And he was around my family though, like my cousins, a lot of family that I got out here today, like my cousins, my brothers, shit like that. They all came around to see this nigga, and they was talking about like music and shit, and like their businesses. My brothers, they got businesses out here connected to entertainment and shit. So it's nice. People do events out here at their businesses and at their buildings, and they be popping. You like, yeah, So it was easy for them to get along and interact and have shit to talk about. But yeah, in that dream though, I went to go pee, and yeah, I found out I was pregnant. You like, yeah, because I thought I was waiting to start my period. But when I went to go pee, I saw like it was I wasn't bleeding. I had like this other type of blood. It's called implantation blood. I know about it because I got it with my first pregnancy when I got pregnant. And I was like, what was significant about that? And spirit showed me that that's your confirmation. You're still connected to Chris, like CB, because and that this is connected to his job, because it's like we want to be sending you the dream. We just want you to know that you guys were connected in the past life as well. Like it was always a connection there. But I never dreamed of this nigga getting me pregnant. You're like, no, fuck no. That shit was wild. I found out we had a boy. His name was in the past life, we had a boy. His name was it was Toby. That was his name. It was Toby. He was like, yeah. He was like an Aries or something. He was funny as fuck. He like, yeah. His name was Toby. I feel bad. I would never want to be famous if I got to go through shit like this. Shit like, yeah. I feel bad for these people. But all right, moving on. We about to get into. There's some white people I need to talk about. These white people. Okay, I started seeing white people, so I don't know how they're connected. I don't even. I don't even know, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what industry they're connected to. I don't know if it's sports, film, music. But they are connected, and they could do something. They could help. The first person I saw, it was a white man. He got ginger hair too, like the doctor. But this dude, he worked in government. I saw him going inside of his job or something, like a building. It looked like a government building, like a courthouse or like a place where people do government shit. You like a court. So I think it's a courthouse. You're like, yeah, because I don't know any other buildings that look like that. Like it's government though. It's like courthouse buildings. You're like, yeah. And he was going inside of there, and he had on a black beanie. He was ginger. He was ginger, like reddish ginger, natural hair. He got on a he had on a black beanie, a black, I think it was a black jacket or a hoodie or something. If it wasn't a jacket, it was a hoodie. He was wearing all black and black pants. And I said he had on a backpack, a black backpack. And I said he was going into that building. And Spirit showed me he was connected to another guy who was another white man. This white man though, he got a mustache. He's like more blonde. Okay, this is a blonde white man. He's not like a redhead or nothing like that. He a blonde, like a brown blonde. You're like, yeah, natural blonde. And it's like his hair. He has hair that goes in like a ponytail, slicks back. He likes to put it back in a ponytail, and it's straight. It's like nice, pretty, straight hair. Very pretty boy looking, and he looks like a prince. You're like, yeah, like he puts his hair in a ponytail. It's so smooth, criminal, right? And then he wears these suits, like he wears black suits and stuff. And he was connected to that man, the ginger head man. And yeah, Spirit showed me that some got to do with people who work in government, but these were white people. Oh, he also wore glasses. The dude with the mustache, he wears prescription glasses. All right. With the Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay. You're like, yeah. And then after that, I saw this woman. She was a white lady, but she was in the grocery store. Now it's like I'm having visions. So I could write down like visions, because if Spirit give me a vision, like a lot of these are like visions, but like that I'm getting ready to tell you, because I can hear words, people are talking to me while I'm having these visions as well. So it's like I'm seeing people, and So it's not really a storyline behind it. It's just like I could see what they're doing. She was grocery shopping. This white lady, old as hell. You like, yeah, like 80, 70. She looked older. But she was grocery shopping at this store. And I heard, after I saw her, I heard Negla Green. And Spirit said that that's her name. That she's a racist old white lady. You're like, yeah. There's something like that. You're like, yeah. In the past life, she cleaned houses for white people, and she was spying on. Okay, wait. She was spying on these people, like that she would help clean houses for. But it was white. She's a white woman who cleaned up for white people in the past life. You like, yeah, she got an opportunity, and she was a maid. You know, like a maid services lady. But what was crazy was I was connected to white people, and it was like when I finally got in the houses and when I finally was able to pop my shit and live with the white people and around the white people and all this money, this bitch didn't want to clean up my house. You like, no, fuck no. Because by Scorpio? And no, Aries. The bitch said, and no, I'm not cleaning up for her with the Aquarius Pisces. And that's why the bitch got fired in the past life. So we have fired from being the maid. You're like, I told the whole community, I told everybody. She's racist. I said she won't fucking clean my house. She gets mad about it. Who she thinks she is? She thinks she's too good to clean my house. And that's what she did. She thought she was too good to clean my house. And she was willing to lose her job because she said she only cleaned for white people. That was her rule. You know, I don't even want to be doing this shit. I'm not even supposed to be doing this shit. My type people supposed to be in the big house. We're not supposed to be cleaning the big house. So her mindset was like, that, you never have me clean for a bitch who don't look like me. The fuck? No. She denied me services. Right. Negla. This bitch was in the community though, shopping at the grocery store. All right. Cause the Aquarius. Cancer. So he laugh. Okay, let me keep going. Okay, it's funny. So you're like, yeah. But I feel like she's connected to those guys those other white people I was just telling you about, right? I feel like they know her. Yes, they do. I do feel like they know Negla Green. Okay, so after that, I heard somebody say, especially Toberman. I don't know who Toberman is. You're like, no, but I do know. I saw a vague like imagery. Spears showed me like a vague imagery of a woman of color. She was like caramel. She was wearing like a business suit. She was holding on to like paperwork files, and something had to do with the justice system, lawyers, attorneys, judges. With an Aquarius, Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag, and that's what was significant. She something had to do with people who are racist. They lie about stalking people, fucking up people's lives. Somebody here also was mad because I was supposed to be getting a home in the past life. I got a home. That's what I'm saying. I was around the white people because somebody passed me down a home. I feel like in the past life, either a white person died and they gave me a house. You're like, yeah, or like the white person, they were connected to another white person before they died through family or blood or friendship or something, love and children. I don't know. Like that white person that they gave something to, they gave something to me. It was like a deposition. You're like, yeah, like I feel like I was passed down something through either a deposition that came from a will. You're like, yes. I feel like that's what ended up happening. Like somebody was alive that gave it to me, but I feel like it came from someone who was deceased, and it was like, I'm gonna pass it down to you as like a deposition. So it's not really a will for me, it's a deposition, but they got the will. You're like, yeah. I feel like that's what it means. And they were mad because I was a part of the deposition. Like, bitch, you're not supposed to be in this community. You weren't supposed to be in these homes. You're not supposed to be here. But I wasn't on the will. Like, the family would have never put me on the will. But they put me, somebody here that was on the will put me on a deposition or something. Yes, coup de tourist. And it protected me. Gemini. And make sure my mic was still on. Fuck, bitch, I should be fucking up. And that was something that I needed in order to like really be stable and shit. Like the wills help, but I didn't have anybody who was connected to me. I don't think. I feel like it was connected to the white people, because I say that because after that I was remembering when they were talking about Toberman spirits, showed me like, yeah, these are the type of people who do things to keep you from accessing homes from wills that like are given to you. It's back to the wills again. People who die and they on these wills, and they, like you got people that they don't want to see have something, and it's like, why would you not want that person to see have? Because they're black, because they're white, because they're this, because they're that, because they're short, because they're tall, because they're cute, because they're ugly. Right? It's always something, because they're rich, because they're broke. It's always something. All right, so that's what's significant about those people. Toberman was setting me up. Something had to do with a case, and these people were like bad people. They were racist people. They were selling drugs, pills, coke, money laundering, doing theft, doing hits on people, false accusations on innocent people. You're like, no fucking way. And the more, all right, and then and then yeah, I heard somebody had said to me, somebody had said in my sleep, it was in my sleep state. They said, they said Wyatt doesn't talk much. He leaves people out in the cold. He told our friend, one time, not too long, when it came down to coming, or not too late. He told our friend one time, not too late, when it came down to coming somewhere or going somewhere or doing something. I don't know. So some got to do with a person named Wyatt. You're like, yeah, it's Wyatt. I was like, you think Spirit there any people of color named Wyatt? I feel like Wyatt's white. And you're like, yeah. Because I feel like not a lot of people of color named Wyatt. Wyatt was the name of the guy on P Valley. He was the white guy in Mississippi. He was the white guy whose family gave him all this fucking wealth. His father was rich. You're like, yeah, their family was in government, all type of shit. He had a brother named Wayne. It was Wyatt. It was Wayne. It was Corbin. So like, yeah, like Wyatt the type of name of a nigga like that, like somebody who grew up like that or something. This nigga had all type of property, wealth, everything to his name when daddy died, nigga. He got everything. Him and his little stank brothers. So yeah, I feel like Wyatt's a white man. But I don't know. I just heard his name. I didn't see his face. You're like, yeah. But yeah, after that, somehow had to do with me seeing this a vision like of this man. He was coming to pick me up from a home I was staying at. I never been in this house today, but the home I was staying at, he had to pick me up from there. And when he was on his way to get me, I noticed I was staying with my past stepsister from this life. Like she was my stepsister when I was a kid. She not my stepsister no more, but when I was a kid, my dad married her mom, and so in the dream, me and her were staying together, and he was picking me up. And he told me when he came to the house, he knocked on the door. I opened it, and I'd never seen this man in my life. And I asked why he was here, and he said because he said, "Are you Tiori?" He was a chocolate man. He had bald hair, and he had missing teeth. And that's all I know. He was dark skinned, bald with missing teeth. He wasn't too tall, but he wasn't short either. He could have been like 5'9", 5'10". But he was like, "Yeah, are you Tiori?" I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, because I felt like I knew him, but when I woke up, I didn't. But in the vision, I did. I was like, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm here to help pick you up. Come on, let's go. We moving." And so he was helping me move. But he knew my family. That's what it felt like. Like I knew him through my family. I just didn't know why he was there at the house. And I was like, okay. And I saw my stepsister was coming up to the door at the time. I was like, I tell her like, um, come on, we're moving. And he was like, he was happy to see her because he knew her as a baby. And he said, uh, girl, is that you? And he called her Melissa. He's like, Melissa, is that you? And I was like, what the fuck, Melissa? And spiritual, I was like, why was he calling? Because I know her name isn't Melissa. Her name's Katora. But he called her, he was like, Melissa, that ain't you, Melissa. And I was like, that's Katora. I said that. We said, that's Katora. He's like, that was Melissa. And Spirit showed me he only said that because Katora's dad, whoever the fuck her dad is, the first husband, all right, that this bitch married, my stepmom married before she married my dad, her first husband. Spirit said the dad, he was a lawyer. In the past life, this nigga was a lawyer robbing identities, bro. You're like, yeah, getting away with stealing identities, bro. That he was able to change his daughter's name all because you're like, no fucking, I swear to God, could the Scorpio Aries, he changed their name in the past life. That these bitches were that they were under false identities. And oh my gosh, you're like, no fuck. Wait. I was like, how is he able to do? Spirit said because he's in government. He works in government. He's like an attorney or lawyer or something, or I don't know, prosecutor or something. Whatever he does, it's like that. But he's able to steal identities through those type of jobs. And he's under a false identity. This bitch is under false identity. Everybody been under false identities. But this nigga knew the man who's picking us up. And I was just like, that's crazy. Because I didn't even ask this nigga what his name was because I felt comfortable with him in the vision. Like I knew him. He was connected to my family. But she didn't remember him. And so, yeah, Spirit said that's because her dad be stealing identities. You would have never knew. But that's connected to the trafficking. I was like, no fucking way. And then after that, Spirit showed me I was in the home. I was in this home with my family. It was like my aunties was there that I grew up with in this life. And also like men that I never grew up with in this life, but this man was there, the tall bald man with missing teeth. He was in this like scene, as well as a few other men of color that they look like my family, but I never met them. You're like, no, they felt like uncles or something. And they were all in there with this. And there was the white boy with the hair that wore the suits. You're like, yeah, the white man, he worked in government, or he was connected to the ginger head in government that wears the beanies with the, you're like, yeah, all black. You're like, okay. He was there too. And we were smoking and talking. And I was just like, why was my family so comfortable around this white boy? Like, why was everybody so comfortable? It was cool. But that's because in a past life, my family's identities were robbed. We were robbed and taken from each other in traffic. So Spirit just needed to know that I was around other family members that I still haven't met. And our souls are still connected. Like, we family today. You like, yeah, our blood is still connected. But it's crazy. Something happened. And I'm just like, wow, it's cool to see, you know, because I'm still learning this. And I don't feel like I have enough support when it comes down to just the journey. You like, yeah. Outside of like social media and shit, online resources. But I got support in life. But when it come down to this spiritual journey, you're just like trying to heal spiritually. I don't have a lot of support. Like people be like, well, you need to be working on healing mentally, emotionally, all the other ways. But it's like, nigga, those parts of me are fine. I'm okay. I'm not sad. You're like, yeah, I'm not depressed. I'm not tweaking mentally. Y'all just be fucking with the world at large, hiding shit. So many things be coming out years later. Just wait on it, right? But I'm like, I want more mentorship with spirituality, right? Like the spiritual side of things, nigga. Cause I be going through real shit I ain't never been through in this life, and I don't want to have to keep waiting to remember what it was like in the past life to you feel me, like experience it again, because it be sometimes late for me, like damn, I wish I would have knew that then. Nah, I didn't know this shit, and if you don't know, that can hurt you, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, so I don't know. That's another level. I feel like spirituality is another level. Like it's easy to be a psychologist, it's easy to be a therapist, it's easy to be a counselor, you know, because those things come with patterns. But when you're dealing with spirituality and shit like that, it doesn't always. And it's like it could be so obsolete and obstructive, destructive, and reconstructive to where you're like, shit, bitch, there's no real rule book to this shit, or there's no real like book for it, you know what I'm saying? There's no real game book, rule book, book of life, my nigga, for real, for real. Cause bitches niggas is going through same shit, going through similar situations once every other year, once every year, nigga, and you're like, damn, I went through this last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And it's like that right there be my confirmation. Like when we keep going through it, then are we really through it? You feel me? I'm still going through it again and again and again. And so I be on that wave now, nigga. I need spiritual knowledge and spiritual mentorship, because I'm okay emotionally, I'm okay mentally, I'm not okay though spiritually, because a lot of this shit still hasn't been always proven, and you're like, yeah, and a lot of this shit just be like I said, sometimes it's obsolete, it's layers to it, you know, and it's all over the place. We haven't put the puzzle together. You're like, no, absolutely not. Yeah, I feel like it's impossible to in one lifetime. You got to keep doing this shit, bro, and that's what's up too, right? You like, yeah. Anyway, so after that, I heard this girl. She said, "Oh, D'Amico, oh Elijah." Oh my gosh, that's how she said it, spirit. And I was like, who the fuck is D'Amico? Who the fuck is Elijah? All right, so I don't know them, but she said, "Oh, D'Amico, oh Elijah," and something had to do with a party that was going on. But I said, "Who is D'Amico and Elijah? And who's that girl?" Spirit said, "D'Amico and Elijah, they're these guys that's been trafficking a little Asian girl." You're like, yeah, they've been trafficking her for her father. Her father's name's Andre McThroat. And I said, they've been lying about getting paid to hide and traffic this little Asian girl. She's a kid. In a past life, she was when they was trafficking her. But I was like, there's an Asian boy being trafficked too. She got a brother. He's younger than her though. But it's because their father's a white man named Andre McThroat. And I was able to get visions of their father. I saw their mother. Um, I saw the kids. You like, yeah. And I saw how life was when they was living together. The father he never wanted to be involved in the kids' life. He didn't like that they were Asian and white, Asian kids. He rather than been all white or all Asian. But he liked he liked the Asian woman he's married to. He's married to their mom, and he's still in a relationship with her. Like he stayed with her through them going missing and everything, because he paid for them to get taken away. You're like, yep, and that was what was crazy. I'm like, this nigga is still with the mom today. Like, the past life. Yeah, he was. And Spirit said the father, Andre McThroat, he never really wanted to be around the kids. Like, he was always on the couch watching TV when the kids were trying to cook with mommy and like interact in the living room and shit. You're like, yeah, this nigga was not there for real. He was there, but not there. Tuned out, bro. And they would do things without him. I saw them. I was with them too one time. I saw me be around them. That's how I was able to have memories of them. I saw me be around the mom and the daughter and the son one time, as well as her sister. She had an Asian sister as well, the mama do. they're full Asian. The mom and the sister are. The kids are white and Asian, and the dad, he's all white, but he conservative. And he was like, I'll stay home. So it was just me, the sister, the mom, the brother, and the auntie. And we leave the crib. And I saw us going to this location. I saw us going to this port where boats and shit be, a place where you can take a boat and go to another location. And I saw that we were walking to the boat. We were on the dock and shit. And there was people around sitting on their benches and shit, tables, like at a dock. And I saw that I had to still change my shoes. I had the wrong shoes on because I was moving too fast. So it was like I was wearing slippers or something, like, Crocs or something. And so I had to put my heels on. So I told them, like, you guys going, I was on the dock, like, you guys going without me? I'm gonna put on my heels. I'm gonna put on these heels. And they was like, okay. And so they kept walking. And I started to put on these cute ass heels. I was wearing like a yellow sundress. It was like a midi dress, cute as fuck. And I was wearing these heels. The heels, they were all black. I was looking cute as fuck, a little bumblebee. And I remember there was white people like, you walk like a cheerleader. When I started walking in my heels, they were like, you walk like a cheerleader. You walk so cute. I'm like, that's crazy. I used to be one. Oh my gosh, right? And as I keep walking cute as fuck, I see these group of white men. And I could still see the Asians, but they're mobbing. They're almost at the boat. And I'm looking like, why are all these white people just standing in a circle, like they're blocking me from, like, if I was to try to walk past them, I would have to ask them to move. They're blocking the dock, the walkway. And so I was like, I was okay, here we go. And I was just like, excuse me. And one of them snatched my purse. I didn't even get to talk to him. One of them snatched my purse, and another one took me, my body, and sat me down, like fought me to sit me down on a bench, like to get me to not move, to not get up. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm fighting the one that's trying to sit me on the bench. The one that took my purse, nigga, got active, nigga, is dip and run, my nigga. And then the other guys are covering this shit from going. That's why they were there surrounding too, because they were covering it off from going. It was like happening, in like a circle thing, while there's crowds of people around. You couldn't see because all these niggas is circling a little ass, female. Like, I'm short, nigga. So it's like, okay. And it's all these white men. And I was like, why are they doing this? Trying to hold me down on this bench. And so now they're covering me, but they're in front of me while I'm sitting on the bench, but they're also holding me down. And it's crazy. It's like nobody would know. The Asians didn't know nothing, right? Like nobody could see. And so anyway, I'm like trying to talk. I'm like, hey, I have to go. You guys, what are you doing? What do you want? I was like, what do you want? And they were like, we want you. And I was like, no. I was like, I have to go. I have to get on this boat. The boat's about to leave. I was worried about that. You like, nigga, I'm gonna be stuck, bitch, stuck, nigga. No purse, no phone, bitch. Fuck, I'm stuck. And so I was like, fuck, I need to get on this boat with the Asians. And they were trying to let me. And so I saw one of the dudes kept looking at me, and he was actually, there was chemistry, like in the vision. He was attractive, but like right now you're like my enemy, you're like, yeah, but like in real time, like if you're my enemy, you could have probably got my number, bro. Like the way you're looking at me, like you want my number, and so I could peep that. I was like, he's looking at me like he kind of wants to fuck, I'm like, okay, this is like you horny or something, like we got her, right? It's like, okay, you're weird. And so I was like, man, this is like gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try it. And I just kept looking at him, like, let me turn him on just with my eyes, like, because he's kind of cute. He's not hard to look at, easy on the eyes. And yeah, So I started watching this one that was like he was like a dark white man. Like he had dark brown hair, like, like a little beard. Like, and he was kind of cute. And so I was like, why does he have to be, my kidnapper? But whatever this was, he he looked at it, so I said, "Come here." I did with my finger, like, "No, come here." And so he walked closer to me, and I grabbed his balls. That's my balls. Oh my gosh! Once I grabbed the balls, it was murder she wrote. This man, it got hard. You're like, yeah, and they were looking like around. The guys weren't looking at us. They were looking around to make sure they don't get caught for holding me hostage, nigga. So they weren't worried about our nasty asses, right? I'm over here holding his balls, balls in my hand, nigga. And I start playing with it, right? You're like, no fucking way. Yeah, why he got his little slacks on, nigga? Whatever the fuck that was, I'm playing with it, right? And I feel it getting hard, and all of a sudden, he don't stop me. So all of a sudden, I say, come closer, right? Like I'm telling him, come here. And he comes closer to me, and I whisper in his ear, like, let's go run away, right? And he like, we can't, I have to get you somewhere. I have to take you somewhere. I was like, you could take me alone. I was like, let's just go away together. Just you and me. Come on, tell them you'll do it. And I was like, let's go on the boat though. Let's run away. And he was looking like, oh, bitch, you got me, bitch, right, nigga? You don't need this job, nigga. Nigga, you can leave a pussy right now, nigga. You don't need this job, nigga. You like, right, nigga, let pussy right now, nigga, today, nigga. You don't need this job, all you can eat, nigga. You like, it's better than this job. Like, come on, not less stressful. You won't have to worry about the risk of going to jail. You're like, it's too stressful. So he was willing to do it, and he did. He told them, like, how am I to take her over here? I'm gonna take her somewhere. And they let him. They were like, hey, bro, we gotta wait for a call. But they were like, he was running shit. It was like, all right, man. He was like, no, I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna take it. They were like, all right, man. We'll just call us and let us know what he says, because he had contact with these niggas, and it was almost like they were waiting for this nigga to call, but he could call. He had contact with the white man, the father of those Asian kids. You're like, yeah, swear to God. And he had some power, so he took me by himself. We end up getting on the boat together. You're like, no way. Yes, bitch. We end up getting on the boat, and while we're getting on the boat, he's holding my hand the whole time so I don't run away, right? He's, possessive. Make sure this bitch don't lie to me. I know. So I'm on the boat with him now, and I can't run away, but I'm trying to find him, so I have to like ask him to work with me, and I'm telling him, like, can you please help me find these kids and this family? He was like, oh yeah. He was like, we're looking for them too. And I was like, yeah. And I couldn't understand what that meant. He was like, yeah, we're looking for, that's why we did this. We were trying to take you guys somewhere. And I was like, what? And so I was like, let's go this way. Cause at this point, I'm just trying to get away from this nigga. I'm like, let's go this way though. Let's find him. And I ended up realizing that he knew people on the boat. And so he was talking to somebody. While he was talking to them, I ran, right? You're like, yeah, he let go of my hand for a second to, like, give people handshakes, hugs, right? I'm like, yes, perfect timing. Bitch, I dipped, nigga. I found that boat. You like, yeah, I swear to God, like a cruise ship. So like, it was one of them boats, like, I don't know, but one of the boats that could take you from port to port. And I knew we were going to the port of Atlanta, because you could hear them talking about it. Like, we were talking about the port of Atlanta and shit. And so I don't know where we were coming from, but we were going to the port of Atlanta. And I was running away, and I just remember I found them like more so in the front of the boat. You're like, yeah, they were in the front of the boat. We started out at the back, and so they were in the front, and that was cool. And the little boy was the one who found me first. He was like, there she goes right there. Hey, we're right here. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I ran. I was like, you guys, I'm so glad I found you. I said, they stole my purse. And they were like, no. I was like, I don't have anything. I said, they robbed me. And they were like, who robbed you? They didn't see none of it. I was like, I don't know. It's these guys, man. These guys robbed me, man. I don't know. And they were trying to hold me hostage. And they were like, what? They couldn't believe the story. And so Spirit showed me that when we got off the boat though and went to Port of Atlanta, they got robbed. The kids, that's where the kids got robbed. That's why that man was coming on that boat. They were getting robbed from their mom, and that's what ended up happening. When we went to the Port of Atlanta, went our like separate ways to go shopping and do shit, and you're like, yeah, venture out. The kids never came back. And so Spirit told me that was crazy, because the dad was the one who did it. and he know these people, but D'Amico and Elijah are raising those kids, raising the little girl today. The dad named Andre McThroat or something like that. And you're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he been lying to the mama about this. You're like, no fucking way. Mm-hmm. But the little boy, I don't know who's raising him. It's a different family. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. So after that, you're like, yeah. Oh my gosh. I saw I was at this barber shop. I never dreamed of this barber shop. It was a barber shop though. And it was like next to a little eating spot. It was like you could walk from the barber shop straight to the eating spot. You like, yeah. You know, like in a mall, like if you walk out the barber shop, if there's a mall inside a barber shop, you eat a barber shop, you can go to a fast or a food restaurant right there in another location, but it's inside the same building. It was like that. You're like, yeah. So this was in the same building. First, I was in the barbershop, and then I went into the food place, and I was with CR. That's his initials, and he's a famous football player. I mean, I don't got nothing to say that's gonna fuck up his career. You're like, yeah, yeah, we could say his name, but Chappelle, his name Chappelle, and I was there with him. He was in the barbershop at first getting his hair cut, and then we went and got some food. Right? And it was funny because these girls, they tried to come in there while I was eating in the restaurant. They wasn't fucking with us in the barbershop. They saw me in the restaurant, the little place we were eating at. And they came in there and was like, hey, you still be fucking with your baby daddy. I know because I fuck with him too. And he told me. And I said, what the fuck, bitch? What you talking about, right? Like, the shit was funny as fuck, though. Like, that shit is embarrassing, though. Like, I had to think about when I woke up. I was like, bro, I could have been, like, so embarrassed. I had to have been, bro, in a past life because, like the way this bitch came with so much confidence, bro. You're like, yeah, like around this new nigga I'm fucking with, like around Chappelle. Me and Chappelle was fucking with each other. I know he was because I just went to go watch this nigga his haircut. You're like, yeah, like nigga, I just went to go, nigga, get some food with this nigga. Like, it's Pookie. I know I'm trying to bag this nigga, pull this nigga. You like, yeah, like, I know I'm trying to get this nigga, right? So that shit be embarrassing as fuck. I'm like, I never want to go through no shit like that again. I gotta get out my state. That's what Spirit told me. Like, you go in another state, you ain't gotta worry about none of this shit. Go in another country, like nobody know your baby daddy. Nobody gonna talk about you. Like, the fuck, who? You got a baby daddy? You got a baby? It's like those conversations. I want to have those type of conversations. Like, who? Oh, I don't know that nigga. I don't know. Right? Like, you're chosen. You're part of my future. Like, you the type of nigga I'm supposed to be around for real. You the type of bitch I'm supposed to be around. Like, those who ain't ever gonna say that shit. So it was embarrassing because it was like, what lesson did I not learn for me to still have a bitch or a nigga like this ever be a part of my energy, right? You're like, yeah, like, ever come that close to me. I feel like I didn't learn to leave a certain state, nigga. The same state my baby daddy was in. You're like, yeah, so don't stay. If you could get out of that state. If you're not with the bitch, the nigga, and they're toxic, okay, try to get away. You're like, run. Yeah, because it'd be embarrassing. Imagine that you're trying to bag a rich nigga, nigga. Nigga, I'm trying to bag this rich nigga, nigga. Somebody here got it, nigga. But, all right, it's like, he's trying to still get to know me, build with me, trust, all right? And he came in town to my state. It's like, fuck, fuck, fuck. That's my confirmation, nigga. You in my state. Don't tell them to take trips to your state. You gotta be able to go to their state. If you dealing with shit like this, you like, yeah, like, that's embarrassing. I'm gonna tell you, I'd be embarrassed today, just like I was, nigga, last lifetime. I don't ever want to go through that again. That's bullshit. Okay, so I'm over here like realizing, okay, he's getting word that there's drama in my city. Like, we gotta go, and He looking though, like, what's going on in the dream? You like, yeah, this was a dream. I remember this was a dream. But yeah, she said, you still, she walked up to me. She was getting some food though. You know, she saw me at the right place at the right time. But she just walked up to me after she was done getting her food and shit. She said, you still be fucking with your baby daddy? I know because I fuck with him too. And he told me. And my home, I had homegirls in there. So I was like, yo, we're in my city. I had homegirls in there that I grew up with. A homegirl named Audrey and Ajane. And other girls were in there too, like other people. And they said, they were saying how, I don't fuck with my baby dad. They were like, no, she ain't fucking with him. She ain't fuck with him in a long time. Y'all tripping. Shut up. They were like, shut up. Shut up, bitch. Y'all tripping. She don't fuck with this nigga, right? I'm like, this is getting ratchet, bro. The celebrity men don't like these. Like, we gotta stop. This is getting ratchet. With the Cancer, all right? Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio. So it's embarrassing. And I told him, like, can we go? I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah. He was like, yeah. And so we end up getting up and left. They arguing and shit. You're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we left and I went to go make YouTube videos. He came with me to make YouTube videos. And I ran into a couple of people I used to grow up with as like a kid. I just grew up with him. I crossed their path as a kid in this life. One dude, his name's David Jenkins. He used to be cold. I know he still is, but he's cold at basketball. And we just kicked this. Like one time we went out to go to Subway after a basketball game. He had a basketball game. And we went out to Subway to go get some food. He paid for it. This nigga had a credit card at nigga 15, 14. You're like, yeah, this little kid, 14, nigga had a credit card from his dad, from his mom, nigga, getting spoiled. And he was one of them kids. He played basketball. He was always cold. As a little boy, he was always on varsity, always killing it, little cute ass chocolate. But he was in there, he was getting attention. And I had him, I was like, get in my video. He was like, yeah, cool. And then my other homeboy I grew up with, his name's Keno. He was in it too. He was getting his little attention, popping his shit. He was like a little Easy E type, you know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, like a finer Easy E though. It's like Easy E, but finer. You're like, yeah, I can't really explain it. But it was like Easy E. That was always his twin. So yeah. And I was like, yeah, we lit. And I saw my videos was getting views, nigga. You're like, yeah, nigga, I saw the YouTube studio. I said, okay. It was bumping, nigga. I saw niggas was on my bitch. You're like, yeah, on myself. Like, okay. You feel me? So I just spirit, what significant spirit said, like, just expect nothing but great things. Like when we talk about your future, when we talk about what's really to come, somebody here been trying to stop it, block it. I feel like Spirit me no Chappelle in jail. That dude I was on a date with, you like, yeah. I feel like he in jail today or something. I said, what he do? Spirit said, in the past life though, he did go to jail. You're like, yeah, because he got into a fight and he lied about it. But I wasn't around when he got into the fight. I wasn't there for the fight. He got into a fight with somebody and he lied about it. He lied to the judge. We didn't fight. I didn't fight. Fighting. It was in the past life. So they kept him in jail. But he did fight. They got evidence. They had a video or something. They had some sort of proof. Nigga, a picture, a video of him beating somebody up. And he went to jail in the past life for lying to the judge and for I think like aggravated assault or something. You're like, yeah. And so I think he in jail today. Maybe not though, but he was in the past life. Spirit showed me like that was what was significant when Chappelle had went to jail. And you were popping online. But yeah. Oh, and these bitches talking about your baby dad. You need to leave your state. If you're gonna be fucking with a nigga, don't bring him to you. You go to him. I'm like, oh, okay. If he's a celebrity, say if he famous and he not from your area, he not out in your area, you need to always remember, like, you're the one to take a trip, nigga. We could save on you coming out here and just have me come out there. You like, yeah, like you don't have to buy a hotel. Bet. You're like, right, bet. I don't have to buy a hotel. You don't, bet. And I could stay in the guest room, bet. They're like, right, she could stay. It'll be cheaper for me. That's how he got to look at it, right? So all these niggas, that's why I'm like, it can't come to my state. You're like, no, That shit is ratchet. I would be so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. I fuck with him too. Can we go? Let's go. Come on. Yeah. After that though, Eh, eh, yeah, I had a dream. I was an actress working with Idris Elba and some other actors, and they had fed us food, and we could get either a buffet. We could choose either the buffet meal that they had, that they were serving, or we could choose to eat McDonald's. And it was like for our like lunch or something after we were done with some scenes, right? And people I saw around the community, like I knew people in the community that were in the scenes. How do I explain it? Okay, the scene I did was with Idris Elba. I had to do a scene. I dreamed of me doing a scene with Idris Elba, but then I dreamed of after me and Idris Elba were done with the scene, I saw what I was doing after that, and then I saw that the people that were in the scene with me and Idris Elba were people I lived with in my community. Like I knew them from the grocery store, being out and about. You're like, yeah, going. If I was around my communities, going on a walk, if I saw people going to an event, these people were there, but they weren't to you guys celebrities, not like Idris Elba, but they were around me and Idris Elba, but in our scenes, and they were like people from behind the scenes that you don't really notice. They're like the actors that don't really say anything. You're like the ones in the crowd. You're like, yeah, okay, now check this out. That's how it started. Was me and Idris doing the scene, and it was like Idris had to he had to talk to somebody, but it was a serious conversation, and I couldn't take it serious. It was outside, and we were talking. The scene was us talking outside to this. He was talking to this man, but I was standing next to Idris, and the way he was talking to this man, it kept making me laugh. Like how serious he was. He was so serious, and it was great acting. But I couldn't take it serious. Every time after I was done talking, he would say what he had to say to this man, and I laughed right at that. He looked at me, and he's smiling, but he's not laughing, but he's smiling like you fucked up again. You keep fucking laughing at this, and I said, okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I promise. This is my last time. This is my last time. This is how I knew I kept doing it. I was like, I won't do it no more. I promise. And they were like, all right, again. And so, we started again. They rolled the camera, and he did it again. And this time I really listened to him. I didn't laugh. And I took it serious. And he did such a good job. And he inspired me. And after he was done, it was like I was still in the scene. After they said cut, I couldn't move. I was still looking at Idris. And it was like he changed after the scene. Now we can act like who we are. Now we can be funny, or now we can be goofy, right? And he's just like, all right, back to himself. And I was like, it's so funny to me. I said, how he's able to just code switch like that, just switch like that, right? Role switch. You're like, yeah, be somebody else and then go to being himself. And I was like, you're such a good actor. And for me, it made me realize it. I was taught something like, when you're playing a role, bitch, you better play that motherfucker like bitch, you're wearing them on your skin. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, bitch, you better wear that motherfucker on your skin, ho. That character, that role. Don't be playing with that character, that role. Cause he just did. He wore that bitch nigga on his skin. Like that was so inspiring. And I said to myself, I'm never gonna be like this again. You're not gonna get a little laughter out of me unless like something's really, really, really funny. But it was funny though. You're like, yeah. How he acted. He was mad and shit. It was the scene. But I'm gonna do better. And after that, I asked Idris what I said. I said, I tell Idris, I was like, you do such a great job. I said, you do such a great job. I said, I'm gonna do better. He smiled at me. And then now we're walking to get food. They were like, you guys can get food now. There's a buffet or you can get McDonald's. That's what they said. And then he told me, he's like, come on. He said, just keep your head down and do the job. That's all he told me. Like, don't talk to people, you know, don't be interactive with people for real. Just when we're going to eat, he's like, just keep your head down and do the job. because we had more scenes to do. But that was our scene together. We were breaking up now. Like I didn't see him after that no more. And he went his own way, I went my way. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just do the job, keep my head down and do the job. And I was like, what's significant about that? I went to go eat and shit, talk to other people. I said, yeah, what's significant about that? And oh, I was like, somebody gave me money. I was like, someone gave me money. One of the people who lived in my community that were in the scenes, but they weren't like a main actor, but they're actor. They were in the scenes. They would live in my community. I said they gave me money for my performance and um for some weed. They wanted to buy weed from me as well. You're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So first, one of them gave me money. It was two different people that gave me money. A woman and a guy who looked like he was in his 20s. One gave me money for some weed, the guy did, and then the woman gave me money for my performance. She said, "You did such a great job on your scene with Idris." She said, "I just want to give you money for doing such a great job." It was like $20. And then the other dude, he gave me some, or the other person, the guy, he gave me some money for weed. So it was nice. You like, yeah. But Spirit said, yeah, some got to do with that. Like people who live in those communities in a past life as actors, they stay in the same communities. That was significant. Like you would notice one if you saw them in your scenes and they were in your community. Like if you saw them at your job doing, if you're an actor or actress and you're doing scenes and you're running into these people because they're there, you know, even though they're not talking or they're just playing a role, you see them, they'll be familiar faces. And so they were. And the Spirit said there be people who be having to like lose their jobs or lose their homes and shit. They can't work in the jobs or live in the homes no more because they get targeted and abused. And I said that's what they would try to do that to me. And that's the only thing I'd be worried about is like them trying to target me and kick me out, get me kicked out of a place, find any reason to kick me out, be petty as hell. You like, yeah, find any reason to stop me from receiving opportunities. Yeah, but people will lose their jobs because they get caught doing shit like that. They get caught trying to abuse you, all because you're great and you know you're somebody who just does what you want to do. But that was significant. It's his job, Idris's. You're like, yeah, it's not Idris that was significant. It was really his job in that community. All right, after that, that doesn't matter. I'm almost done, but I had a vision of Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Sorry, JP. You're like, fuck you, bitch. You stupid JP. Fuck you, bitch. I can hear her right now, like, fuck this bitch. Fuck that bitch, bro. Yeah, I know JP. I feel you. So JP, she in in the vision, she was running like a little TV network or something like that. She had her own network. You're like, yeah, she was wearing like this little afro, like a wig, a little afro wig. You might need to get that, JP. That might be cute for you with the alopecia. You're like, yeah, she might need to get that. It looked cute. It was an afro wig, beautiful afro wig from like back in the 70s, you know, the 80s and shit. One of them little wigs. It was cute though. It looked like cute natural hair. But yeah, she was doing her own little reality show, like a little TV network where she hosts kind of like the Red Table Talk. But it wasn't the Red Table Talk. It wasn't. There was way more people involved, way more parties. But it was like the Red Table Talk, but it was different. You're like, yeah, but similar. You're like, yeah, but different. You're like, yeah. And people hated her because of her mouth. And they didn't like that she was spoiled because one of the producers, he came back from behind the scenes with his headset on and shit. This nigga stormed on stage during her little Red Table Talk, nigga, her little performance, and he told her about herself. He embarrassed her on set, and So it's talking about how you only got this job because your father or something like that. You only got this network or wherever she got. You only got it because your dad and woo, woo, woo. It was a man. He was like caramel, bald head. He had a little headset on. He came out there. He's a producer. He was talking that good shit, and he embarrassed her on set. He made her walk away. He like, yeah. And I was like, why was that significant? But Spirit said something had to do with her job or what she does for work. She, in a past life though, she stopped doing that shit. You're like, yeah, yeah. That man embarrassed her. Whoever that man was, he was kind of like flamboyant as well. Like you could tell he was loose. He was flamboyant, but he was talking that good shit, making her feel bad and putting her business out there in like a way to where we didn't know that. We was all like, what? You know, the guest, what? Right. So yeah, he was talking shit about her, and he had her storm off the stage. She didn't argue or nothing. Got off set. But anyway, after that, I had saw there was a man that was I don't know how he got me to this location. I just know I started out how like the dream started out. I started out in a location. You're like, yeah, I did. I started out in a location already. Like I was already around this man. He was a white man, but I don't know how I got there. So I can't tell you how that happened. I just know we was already in that bitch, and it was me and him, and I was on the couch when it started. I was on the couch, and he was on the floor sleeping. And he bald. He a white man. He bald. He looked like a mixture of Channing Tatum mixed with Jason Statham. You like, yeah, it's like if Channing and Jason had a baby. You're like, yeah, this is what he would look like. And so he looked like a mixture of those guys. And it was like I was trying to figure out why something was taking so long. Like I felt like I was waiting on this man, right? You're like, yes, to wake up and do something. Okay. So I'm irritated on the couch. I'm like low-key irritated because I feel like I had to wait on this man. And I remember getting off the couch and like kneeling down to where he was laying and like waking him up, like, hey, and I didn't want to like be rude because he was asleep. So I was just trying to like gently like wake him up and hey, hey, hey. And when he woke up, he got spooked. He got a little scared, and he said, "Oh, I'm not the man you want to talk to. I'll call the man you want to talk to. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on." And he got up like I wasn't supposed to be talking to him, right? You're like, yeah, like we weren't supposed to have any interaction at all, no communication for real. Just he was supposed to watch me, and I was like, okay. I said, okay. I said, who am I supposed to be talking to? Who's the man? And he said, I'm calling him now. Hold on, hold on. He wouldn't tell me the nigga's name, right? It was all confidential. Something here just felt so confidential, right? And I remember he calls the man, and he's on the phone with the man. The man, he didn't want to talk to me at first until he saw me in person. He didn't want to talk over the phone with me. Right? I just think he didn't want me to be mad or something. You're like, yeah, because it was almost like they were keeping too much from me. I had a lot of secrets. But I said, oh no, he was on the phone with him, and he said to him, he was like, hey, he said, she woke me up. And he said, she's looking for you. I didn't know who the fuck the nigga was on the phone. So I was like, looking for who? No, I just want to know what's next, bro. What's next on the list, on the agenda. And so the nigga on the phone had said something to him about what she doing, because then I just heard this nigga's responses for real. And I could hear how this nigga had a deep voice. Whoever he was talking to sounded black, right? Like a man of color. And so the white dude says she's wearing or she was sitting on the couch. She's sitting on the couch, right? Because I went back to the couch after he woke up, and he was on another couch that was across from me. We weren't on the same couch. He's like, she's sitting on the couch, and then he said, hey, he wants to know, what do you like to eat? And I was like, I like to eat everything. I said the only things I don't like is raw meats, like sushi. Like that's the only type of foods I don't like, is like sushis or certain foods like that. But I was like, I like to eat, just not like raw meats and stuff, things like that, raw shit. And he was like, she said she liked everything but raw meat, raw food like sushi. And the dude said something, and then he said, here, you just talk to her yourself. Talk to her. And then he just gave me the phone, right? That's how I knew the nigga didn't want to talk to me. Whoever the man was on the other line was like, man, I'm not trying to talk to her myself. I'm like, why are you so scared? What's all the secrets and confidentiality? Like, what's all this? What's all this? And so he gets on the phone. He gives me the phone, and this nigga's like acting weird. I said, hello? He was like, hello? What you like to eat? And when I heard his voice, I knew who it was. I knew the celebrity. It was a celebrity. I knew the nigga it was. And he like, what you like to eat? I said, everything. I said, I just don't like sushi or raw meats. Shit like that. And he said, okay. He's like, I must be on my way. And I said, okay. And he said, what you doing? How you been? You settled in? He was asking me questions. And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. I was like, I just was waiting to see what was going on. What was the plans? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come get you. He was like, you're not staying there. I'm gonna just come get you. You're not gonna be staying there. So that wasn't a place I was staying. I guess I was just there waiting. And he said, I'm gonna get you a new phone so people can't swipe your key cards. That's what he told me. And like he got key cards or something. He was gonna give me a key cards or something for the location I was going to. He's like, I'm gonna get you a new phone so people can't swipe the key card. And I said, okay. And he was like, yeah. But yeah, he was asking me if I liked it. Was I settled in? How was everything going? How I was feeling? Checking on me. It was cool. So what I found out was it was a celebrity. You're like, yeah, MBJ. Okay, that's the initials. It was the actor. It was MBJ. That's what I was talking to. And the dude that was there, it's a him man, the white man, right? You're like, yeah, but whatever this was, I wanted to know why that mattered. And Spirit said, because you need to know that in the past life, in the past life, that happened. Like this nigga would go that far. You're like, yeah. And on top of that, he didn't like me being around certain people. He wants to have a lot of control. He was controlling. You need to know that the industry niggas be trying to control a lot of shit when you're around them. You need to be prepared for that. And they're very possessive. So he took me away from that white dude. But oh no. You're like, yeah. Yeah. Eh, I'd do it again. You're like, yeah, I would. I don't care if the person's possessive because they're famous. Who gives a fuck? Like at the end of the day, I'm possessive too. So as long as it's like you want to give me a new phone because I'm like, okay, well, make sure I can keep my own phone for my own shit too. You're like, yeah, I don't care. I got two phones now, bitch. All right, one for the load and one for the hose. So at the end of the day, I look at it like that. Like we're gonna both be possessive. You win, I win. It's a win-win situation. I just won't use this phone for the key cards. I'll use my new phone, but this phone I'm gonna use for some other shit. You like, yeah, of course. So you don't just think that you can just track me anytime, find my location. You should trust me. I shouldn't have to be worried about shit like that. You're like, yeah, that's what niggas would do. Okay, industry. You thought you just got the iPhone 50 for Christmas, 50 SPX for Christmas. And whole time this motherfucker already went in that bitch. Nigga done did all type of shit in that bitch. Nigga done got your location already activated in that bitch to their phone. Bitch, every time you go there, I'm going there. Every time you go here, I'm going there. Every time you go, I'm gonna go. You're like, fuck, this nigga's on my ass. This bitch. It was never a gift, right? It was a weapon. That's what you find out. All right. And so that was nice. And then after that, I saw the faces of Bill Cosby. Like they just came to me like meditation type shit. The girl from 8 Mile and Bill Cosby. I don't know the girl's name from 8 Mile that plays the lover of Eminem, but she came to me. Both of these people, if I'm not mistaken, are deceased. The girl from 8 Mile, I feel like I remember when she passed because it was connected to like health or something. Her health. Girl from 8 Mile. Brittany Murphy. Yeah. She passed away. Rest her soul. December 20th, 2009. She was a Scorpio. And then the other person that passed, Bill Cosby, we know he passed. Right? Yeah, he had to have. He didn't pass. Oh, he in jail. Well, whatever. I thought he died. Okay, well, I thought you was dead, Bill. Bitch, I ain't dead. Oh my gosh, that is good. Hold on. Wait. I'm only thinking he dead, but I know Britney's passed on. That is true. Bill is still alive. They just said he's in jail or something, or he's been prosecuted or something for pedophilia or something weird. It's something like that. All right. Bill was dead. He's 88 years old. She's coming back with the Scorpio, the death card. She's coming back. Okay, wait. It's Brittany. Real quick. Did Bill touch on the kids? I want to know. Is that true? Or is Bill innocent? Is he guilty? You know his soul. You know his life. You know Bill. I don't care what these people say. You're like, yeah, I want to know for myself. Real quick, you guys. I never asked that. Is he innocent or is he guilty? Did he do it? Or did he not do it? Yeah. So it gets interesting. Did he? Wait, Spirit. Did he? Okay, see, I shouldn't ask the question because now it's, hold on. It's looking like, it's a biased opinion. You could say he probably did. You could say he did it. Like, it's definitely seeming like something biased opinion. Like, it depends on how you view things, nigga, how you view the world. Little nigga, little bitch, how you, oh my God, that is so sad. So it's all based off people's view. Like, well, some would say it's possibly pedophilia. With the Libra, Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sag, Pisces. Some would say that's pedophilia. With Aquarius, some would say it, and then others, their view would be like that's technically not pedophilia because yeah. So that's wild, Spirit. You like, no, that's crazy, right? It's biased opinion. It's not like a yes or a no. It's not like a guilty or innocent because see something here. Let's talk about the law. Okay, we ain't gonna talk. Spirit played too much trying to protect this man. Well, if he innocent, let's just talk about the law. Cause Spirit make it seem like they not mixing the law with it at all. Like, but if the law was mixed with it, something here could definitely look guilty. You like it's biased opinions. All right, he's innocent. You like, yeah, he is. He's innocent. With the Leo, he innocent, and so this is good. We're done. He didn't do it. You're like, no, But somebody here could look at it like that You're like, spirit feel like he innocent from the law. Like if you want to talk about law standpoint, he innocent. He could have been fucking with a bitch that was 18 when he was 30, right? You're like, yeah, like, nah, but like that's legal. Something here is legal, but like because she's 18, she's a teenager. You're like, yeah, that's nigga, you're a pedophile. She's 18 though. Nigga, she's a teenager. But she's 18. But not by the law say that 18 legal, but she's 18, nigga. She's a teenager, nigga. She's still teen. So it's like when people hear teen, that you're guilty. I don't give a fuck, nigga. She's 18, 19, nigga. You're nigga. Teen is a kid. Nigga, teen is a kid. Somebody here so ignorant. Yeah. So it's okay. Can we move on? So somebody's ignorant, spirit. You're like, yeah. Okay, wait. They came to me though, and I heard somebody say Jenna die. First they said Jenna die, then they said Jenna guava die. So I don't know what that means, but somebody here do. Jenna die, Jenna guava die. All right. Is that a person real quick? Like what is that? So somebody can know what that is. Something could have to do with a resting place. So I do it a location where people recover, rest, meditate, sleep, pray. All right. Heal. Good the Libra. Okay, so yeah, that's significant. Jenna die, Jenna guava die. Good Taurus. And then I saw Queen Latifah, her energy. And then I heard and saw an African woman named Jess. Okay. Well, I feel like something just has to do with this industry, the film industry they work for. It needs to shut down. Okay, you guys over here making people guilty that are innocent. That's A. We find out Bill Cosby's innocent in the eyes of the law. We don't care. Something here is like, how the fuck is he getting set up? My job. Yeah, that's your confirmation. Kudo the tourist. They did the same thing to Michael. Okay, so they're over here trying to falsely accuse people of shit. Especially Toberman. Yeah, shit like that, spirit. Somebody here able to do it. They could falsely accuse you of anything. You get away with anything. Oh my gosh, government. So that's what's backfiring. You're like, yeah, people work in the film industry and they also work with the government to falsely accuse people of things, steal, kill, destroy, fuck up your life. You're like, yeah, I thought we were here to help each other, support each other. Fuck no. Somebody here's all here for your demise. Okay, so after that, I heard Chris Cruz is in this bitch. All right, so some gotta do with a person named Chris Cruz. Is there anything else you need me to know, Miss Murphy? You like, yeah. She want me to know she support me. Cool, the tourist. I support the high priestess. I support you too. Gracias. Okay, wait. So we find out that Chris Cruz is in this bitch. Who's Chris Cruz? Do you guys know him? He could be related or connected to Tom Cruise, or you're like, yeah, Terry Crews. He could be one of the Cruises. Yeah, Chris Cruz. Could the Cancer? When I hear last days like that, I be trying to think. Like, is that connected? So he is a Cruz. But his name Chris Cruz. Okay, you're like, yeah. I feel like he's related or connected to Terry Crews or something. Why? But I actually feel like, yeah, why is he significant? Spirit said they work for the same. He works with these same people. It's just somebody's confirmation I'm not bullshit. Right. And I be like in the industry, like people who are part of the industry, like, yeah, that watch me. But they all got shut down. All these businesses, whatever this is, in a past life, I'm telling you, they did for setting these people up, and people like me, regular people in the world who are just trying to help tell these celebrities the truth. These celebrities be so wealthy and blind. I get so angry by it. You're so wealthy, you're so smart, but you're so blind. You don't see anything. Right? It's all flowers and rainbows, peaches and cream, uh pussy and peni, right? And so when we see that you don't see, we have to see you more, okay? And that's what we found out. hmm hmm Okay, let's keep going. We're almost there. This is the last one. Yo, this is it. This is the last like group of things I need to tell you. This and is this on this same thing? There was a woman. She came. Her energy came to me. I don't know what she looks like, but her energy's strong, and she had told me some shit about her family. She said that her name was Summer. She told me about how in a past life she passed away and that she had a son, and she wants me to know that she trusts me and her son's connection, because something has to do, I feel like she's a white woman and something has to do with those white people again we were talking about earlier. But she said, yeah, she's not racist, she's not one of the racists. She wants me to know she trusts me. And in the past life when she passed away, she wanted me to know that she was so grateful that she could find somebody to connect her with her son. That was significant. Like, she found a link because she said her son ignored her, he don't hear her. And I said, yeah, when she was passed on, yeah, he can't hear her. Like, no, he can't hear her voice because he'd be so busy. All right. And yeah, she did that make her sad. You're like, yeah, her soul. It feel like he not available for her. She be trying to give him messages. I feel like they always can tell when you don't hear them. Like, the ancestors are not stupid. Like, I feel like somebody here can tell when you're fucking ignoring them or ignoring the messages. You're like, yeah, you're trying to keep yourself busy. All right. You're trying. Like, we see. Yeah. You're doing too much. Yeah. Like, take a break. Yeah. Take a break. All right. Get a vacation. Yeah. All right. So she told me those things, and then she told me something about a lacho crate. She said the lacho crate is only $5. And she told me it's a drink that her son would know about. She told me she loves this drink. She says she misses it. It reminds her of her son. And she wants me to try it one day. And it's at a specific location, and the location should still be open today in this life. She want me to try the lacho crate. You like, yeah, that lacho crate, cuz. And that shit sounded fire, nigga. I said the lacho crate. Nigga, that's only $5. You feel me? I said that's no problem, man. I'll figure that out. Like, somebody here gonna help me find the lacho crate. You like, yeah, like, it's somewhere out here. It's somewhere out here. It's available. So probably gonna have to find her son. You're like, yeah, he knows about the lacho crate. So that's good. Good. The Kese, Pisces, Scorpio. Well, then a woman named Delphia came to me, and she was just talking about how she works for she got a child as well, a son who worked for the government, and that she wants her son to know that he being protected from death, that she protects him, and that, like, he gonna get confirmation of this connected to his job in government, that it's hard for him to be killed. And she told me in a past life she was killed when her son was a child by her own sister, that her sister killed her through like an elixir or some kind of drink that was poisonous, and that yeah, she ended up being robbed from her son's life. But she said that one day There's a woman named CJ Walker who's gonna come back to Earth. That's gonna leave us 8 messages. She said one day CJ Walker will come back to the earth and will leave us 8 messages. And I said, wait, Madam CJ Walker? You know me, nigga. You like, you stupid bitch. I'm like, nigga, the Madam CJ, nigga. This bitch, the one with the hair product. Like, she got some messages for the hair product. Somebody here, like, I knew them lace fronts was really popping their shit. Like, they was really making that money. This bitch coming back. And I feel like she got some information for you guys. Spirit said, it's not Madam. It's not CJ, Madam CJ. Spirit funny. They said, no, it's... is another CJ Walker. It's a white lady. Gino. It's CJ Walker. She was a white woman in a past life who passed away in her sleep while she was dreaming. She got stuck in a dream where she was communicating with her son. And she was in the dream for just too long, but that's what killed her. And it was crazy because her son wasn't dead or nothing when she was dreaming about him. You're like, no, Spirit said, nah, like her son was alive and she was alive. She was sleeping, but she was having a dream and she was communicating with her son about something. But yeah, she passed away. And Spirit said she's gonna come back with 8 messages. That's what the Delphia woman wanted me to know. But yeah, I said, what is she coming back telling us? And Spirit said it's gonna be secrets of the world, of the times, of the things that are important and shit like that. Yeah. Spirit said her parents though are gonna already, like, her parents are already gonna be married and shit, or like in a relationship, or like they're already gonna be connected. Like the mom and the dad are already together, you know, and so she's planned. But she gonna come back as a boy. She not gonna be a girl. But that's CJ Walker, nigga. I said, okay, that's what's up. I'll tell the community. All right, so we're done. Oh, yeah. Weirdos. Um, there was another. There was like another vague dream of this white man. It's not the same white man with the long hair. It's not a redhead. But he's a white man. I just can't remember really what he looked like because it was vague. But I know we were driving somewhere talking about spirituality. I know he was tapped in. He knew some shit, you know, like how I do. Like, I knew that we could sharpen each other's minds spiritually. He could have been like a prophet or something. He could see the future and shit like that. A white man though. I knew we were both like tapped in, and we were talking in a car, and I knew we were connecting with another white man who was selling chicken, and we had to connect with him because he was selling us some chicken, and that's all I remember was going to get the chicken, talking about spirituality and picking up the chicken. But these white men, whoever these people are, they're connected to like the government. They could be connected to sports as well, but they're definitely connected to like governmental shit. They're connected to Hitman as well. I don't know. Somebody's jealous. Okay. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. So there's a white person. They're jealous. But it's like, it's only because some gotta do with their family liking me. Like, you know, they like me. Their family likes me too. They're just jealous. And they be fighting their family and shit. They're the brother, the cousin. It's like, what the fuck is this? Because it's because they like me. You're like, yeah, it's white people shit. And so it's not nothing serious for us. I'm not really going deep into it, but it's white people shit where they get the government involved to set you up, and where that you're like, yeah, like, it's that white people type of beefing. Like, y'all can't just fight it out type shit. Like, it's where they're calling the hitman on their family, nigga. Like, somebody here go far. It's the white people beef. You like, no, that's real beef. No, white people beef, when they turn on you, is nigga robberies, nigga, for a long time, nigga. Not just one robbery, nigga. We're doing multiple robberies, nigga. We're gonna make sure you never get it back, never get it at all, nigga. Something here like they do shit with government investigations on you and shit, nigga, just to lie on your name. And you're like, yeah, that's that white people beef, and I'm telling you, they cold. They the best at it. Shit to get you thrown in jail. Shit to get you make make you broke, make it to where you can't pay your bill no more. Man, you like that white people beef. They on your ass. I'm telling you. You're not getting away with shit fucking with this bitch or nigga. So yeah, like they was doing a lot of white people. That's why I wasn't really saying that, because it's like this all white people beef. Like it's government involved. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, nigga. It's hitman involved. They're willing to kill you. They're like, yeah, willing to set you up. You supposed to my family. You supposed to my coworker. You supposed to my friend. All right. White people beef. It's very fucked up. They're the worst. You're like, no, they fuck it up. You don't want beef with a white person. You find out the older you get. You're like, no. If they're racist, let them be. Stay away from them. You're like, yeah, you have more power when you stay away. But when you come around them motherfuckers, you try to go head to head. It's not gonna be a regular fight. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, stop thinking it's just gonna be a I'm beating your ass. No, you can't just do that with them no more. They figured it out. Like, they figured us out. They figured us out how to get us in jail. They figured us out. We still make mistakes sometimes, you guys. They figured us out. You're like, yeah, so they figured each other out. They're on, nigga, they'll stalk another white person for years until they get some dirt. Nigga, all I need is an inch, nigga, to go a mile. I'm telling you, they'll go a long way with that. That shit gonna turn into something so. You know how long they was on Epstein? You're like, yeah, just wait on it, Epstein. Just wait. And Trump, you're being at it too. Like, so they'll watch you for years. They never get tired when you're beefing with a white person. You're like, yeah, so they watching you for years, my nigga. And you're just like, not knowing, living your life, nigga, still going out to the parties, still right, nigga, they're on you every day. You're not seeing this bitch, your nigga. They're like just building up the files, nigga. I just got more evidence on this bitch or a nigga, and so they get good, because then 15, 20, 30 years later, all of a sudden somebody's going to jail. Hold on, the fuck? That's how white people get you. You're like, yeah, they'll be on you for 20 plus years. You'll never see nothing like it. They don't let it go. So I'll be like, you can't beef with a white person because they don't let it go, until you're done. You got to be gone. That means in jail or dead. Whatever one gets, we close it out. They finish what they start. You're like, yeah, that's white people shit. So that's all that was. It's a white people shit. They finish what they start. Okay, this bitch your nigga don't play fair. All right, somebody here really do it like that. They want you gone for real. Either way, you're done. Okay, Kasaji, Pisces. Let's keep going. We're almost there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I had another dream. This dream was with the initials of the celebrity DDP, the streamer, the artist, or something like that. The guy. You're like, yeah, him. And it was cool at first. He was letting me whip his car. He had his clean ass vehicle. It was clean. He let me whip it. But then we pulled over and shit to back to the crib. You're like, yeah, we had a conversation. And I took it. I took it in and I took it to heart. I said, I respect this shit. It was some real shit. Nigga told me I had accepted. You're like, yeah. And what he said, all right, was that he was fucked up. I'm fucked up, Tiori. I need you to know I'm fucked up. And I might be fucked up for a while. And it's hard for me. I'm not able to connect with people emotionally. I'm so cold. It's like he's so detached, and he want me to know, like, I just need you to know that, like, I'm fucked up, bro. Like, emotionally, I'm not there. I'm not able to do it. I'm not able to do it. I can't connect that dot. And so that part of him isn't available. Emotion, you're like, yeah, it's not there. But everything else was logic, reasoning, passion, desire, money, finances, possessions, wealth. But the love, there was no emotion. You know, like, and I told him, I said, yeah. I said, that's why we're friends. And that's why it was okay. Because sometimes when you've been through some shit, or when you haven't been through enough shit, you haven't even built a heart to want to love, or you don't want to rebuild one when it's been crushed to want to love again. And you have to just accept that about yourself when it's hard for you to open up your heart. That's okay. And so I accept that about myself and others every day. When people get closed emotionally, I I don't know. I feel like it's just a part of protecting themselves. You know, it's a protection mechanism, and I was cool with it, and that's why it was cool. We were able to be cool, and so I found out like what was significant about that was that yeah, in a past life we were connected still, even as friends. We were just still connected, and he was doing really good. But then the spirit showed me after I kicked it with him that day, his life flipped. Something had to do with the little baby. You like, yeah, DDP's baby. Something had to do with the little baby, and him not being able to see the baby, right? You like, yeah, and it was like he was supporting the baby financially, but he wasn't able to see the baby. So he was almost like a child support baby daddy, like a but the ones that don't have rights to the child to see them. And so I felt bad for him because they was taking his money. It wouldn't let him see the kid. But because you're supposed to be able to see the kid so you can use the kid for promo. That was he knows I know how he thinks. No, Tiori, don't tell them. DDP, you use the child for promo. That's a promotion. That makes me more money. I take pictures with this celebrity baby. You know, everybody's gonna want to see. That's likes, money, 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 up, 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 views. So a part of him want to really be a dad for fun. It's a role. But then another part really wants to make money off this shit too. Like, damn, bitch or nigga, like you're making money. It's like if I fucking have a baby with fucking fuck who's single, and it's like yeah Michael B. Jordan. It's like Michael B. Jordan and I aren't together no more, but it's like, nigga, I'm taking pictures with this baby every fucking day. You're like, yeah, like, nigga, it's Michael B. Jordan's baby, nigga. I'm taking pictures every day with this baby, like, and I'm not letting Michael B. Jordan see the baby, but I'm taking the money. But it's like I'm getting paid for those pictures. You're like, yeah, nigga, they're paying me, nigga, just to like, you like, yeah, pop my shit with the baby. You don't think he would want a piece of it? And it's not to sound like that, but it's like that. You're like, yeah, like I want to see the baby too, because I want to see the baby, but I also feel like I could profit off this shit. You're like, yeah, something's profitable. Period. When you're a father or a mother. And so it's like that's fucked up though. And he had to let that go. He couldn't do nothing about that. Just like I can't do nothing about my situation. He had to let it go, and he did, because it was causing him to lose money. He started to struggle and shit, and that wasn't like him. He started struggling though because of the baby. Oh, and he had a home. It was his house. He was like invested into that. That's why I said we put up to this house. He was invested in this house though, and it caused him to like start struggling for real. But he was doing good at first. But I don't know, something racked up with a house that he was invested in. Like, if he wasn't living at this house, he was definitely paying to keep it. Like, he was, he owned it. He owned property, and then it had to do with him not being able to see his son. You're like, yeah. So that was sad. Spirit say, yeah, that was a past life. I hope it don't happen again, but shit, you like, shit. After that though, yeah, I don't think there's anything. That's everything. That's everything. We're done. Are we really done? Oh no, you're not done. There is one more thing. Something had to do with Stevie J. I had to tell you about Stevie J. he has a brother, and Stevie J, uh, his brother knows about me. He knows about me through either my channel, my name, or something. He know me through something outside of Stevie J. He don't know me through Stevie J. Stevie J don't really like know me for real. You know, you like, yeah. I only met him one time. So, but there's a girl in their family, and she's a kid, and she's interested in like having sex. You're like, yeah. So I feel like she'd be like a teenager or a middle schooler, but she's interested in sex. And someone wants to have sex with her, and they're coming her way. She got dick coming her way. You're like, yes, 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 yes. And it's fine, little something for her. You like, yeah, she gonna like that one, like that one of her little like secret desires. You're like, it's the one you want to lose your virginity to. You're like, yeah, it's supposed to be her first time coming up. Spirit say she need to be stopped. Spirit said they need to talk to this girl and go deeper before she come up accidentally pregnant. They feel like this is gonna be the motherfucker that make this girl pregnant. You like, yeah. They feel like she gonna have a baby if she don't have the conversation. But it's with her uh family, Stevie J and his brother, right? With Aries, Saji, Taurus. And I'm like, no way. And I thought that was so significant. Spirit just want me to know that, like, you need to tell them just in case that he's still connected with you, and you need to tell him that it's a little girl in their family. She wants to have sex. Like she's getting, you're like, yeah, horny, but there's a boy who gonna get her there. He's her type, like one of the ones that you shit, bitch. I don't care if I got a bitch purity ring, whatever those are, bitch. I don't give a fuck if this is a purity ring, bitch. I'll be impure right now for this nigga. Like, it's one where you take the purity ring off for. You're like, yeah, you're impure for this nigga, this bitch. It's the one where you break all the rules for. They're worth it to you. Everybody else may never fuck with this bitch or nigga, but you do. That's all that matters. The one that gets you to run away from home. You're like, it's that one, the one that gets you to run away from home. The one that the one that gets you to drop out of school. It's that one. If you graduate, it's because you really love school. Something you're like, you love to learn, little bitch, little nigga. But if you don't, it's that guy. It's that girl. They get you to drop out or something. They get you to start fucking up in school. They get you to run away from home, run away from your family. They get they get you to do all type of crazy shit. So it's that. But that's everything. There's nothing else. I know. I just felt bad for not being able to share that with you guys. Um, the other day, or whatever.